got to talk about Justin Fields. Adam Schefter reported this morning that the Jets and Justin Fields agreed to a 2-year deal. It's reportedly worth $40 million with $30 million guaranteed. Now, Justin Fields has just not found a home in the NFL. The potential has certainly been there. The talent has been eye-popping at times, but the former number 11 pick in the 2021 draft just hasn't found that place where it looks like he's going to spend the majority of his career. Now, same thing goes to him as it goes for Darnold and Geno Smith. Bad situation in Chicago. But with the Steelers last season, I don't agree with Tomlin's choice to go to Russell Wilson. And yes, they did have success. They did go on a run, but I think that the potential that he flashed, the direction that his career was going in, I would have stuck it out with him just because I think that the upside and the ceiling for that team was just higher. I mean, you look at the numbers that he put up, had a 65.8 quarterback completion percentage. That was the best of his career. In Chicago, they would say, oh, he's a 50% completion percentage guy. He can't get the ball out. He can't go those first and second reads. That wasn't the case with the Steelers. Completes a 65.8% clip, and then a 93.3% quarterback rating. That was the best in his career. Threw for 1,106 passing yards, had 5 touchdowns and 1 interception, 289 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns, but that was in a small sample size. I think that if you're going to use his career record, which is 14-30, his numbers, 7,780 yards, 45 touchdowns, 31 interceptions, a 61.1% completion percentage, and say, oh, Justin Fields a bust, that doesn't tell the full story. Just look at Sam Darnold. Can Justin Fields be a late bloomer? Can Justin Fields be one of those quarterbacks that gets into a better situation, a better environment for himself, and has success? And I look at Jets offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand. I mean, they had so much success with the Lions, and one of the reasons why was because they tailored that offense around Jared Goff's skill sets. The great quarterbacks in this league have the ability to link up with top-level offensive coordinators who understand their strengths and their weaknesses. And the great coordinators in this league aren't just one-trick ponies, right? They tailor their schemes, their play calling to what the strengths and weaknesses of their quarterback. And I think that with the Jets, you're going to see an offense that's built around Justin Fields. He hasn't had that luxury in his 2 stops in Chicago and with the Steelers. And I think you're going to see a lot of RPOs. You're going to see play action. You're going to see more creativity that will highlight his athleticism. Last season with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, the numbers were average to above average, but Jets fans will tell you, Jets reporters will tell you that he was not willing to push the ball down the field and get it to Garrett Wilson and try to take more risks. Justin Fields, one thing I loved about him watching his whole career, he'll throw an interception, he'll take a risk, and that's because he's willing to go that route. So he's 26. He's 26, and I'm not guaranteeing that he's going to be this Pro Bowler, their future franchise quarterback, but compared to some of their other options, the Jets were linked to Carson Wentz and Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins. No seasoning there, right? I mean, we got a little spice with Justin Fields, and I like the upside potential with him. And Garrett Wilson, you keep your best player happy, him and Sauce Gardner, right? I mean, Garrett Wilson played with Fields at Ohio State, lots of success together. He was darn right depressed playing with Aaron Rodgers. So you get him back with someone that he's played with. So I like this move for the Jets. I give this a B. I give this a B, but I really like this. I think this is a really, really nice move based on their options.
Yeah, Doug, I love this move. I mean, you know, I'm a Jets fan for life, die hard. Justin Fields was my number 2 quarterback coming out of 2021. I thought he was better than Zach Wilson. Ironically enough, I think if the Jets would have drafted him, he might not still be on the team due to the dysfunction, which was that front office, that coaching staff at the time. I love this move because particularly with the coaching staff that he's going to get in New York, I mean, I think Justin Fields showed in that 4-2 record he had as the starter for the Steelers, he can play within structure. But what makes him dangerous is if you need him to be a playmaker and play out of structure, he can do that very well. And I think for a Jets team whose offensive line wasn't great last year, you have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen in an RPO, read option type of scheme with the Justin Fields. It's a lot of ways they can gash a defense. And then you add Garrett Wilson on the perimeter. Don't forget, Jeremy Ruckert is on this football team too, his tight end at Ohio State. So there's some chemistry in New York for Justin to build upon. Chris Olave commented on this acquisition by the Jets. So this could potentially be a reason why the Jets might want to trade down the draft, trade some compensation, really put together the New York City Buckeyes and try to go for it. I'm all in for it. But, real quick, Justin Fields has been a quarterback that I really do feel like has not gotten the best really benefit of the doubt by not only media, but the front offices that were put in place to develop him. The Bears were diabolical, and it took Caleb Williams coming to the team to show like, okay, Eberflus is not great at this. Even though Justin Fields could have took that team to a playoffs if he doesn't get hurt the season prior. The start with the Steelers, I think, said it all. And so for Justin Fields, this is really 2 years to change your life as a quarterback. You can be a 10-year franchise level QB for the Jets, or, you can be a journeyman. But I do feel like the Jets putting $30 million guaranteed into him over a 2-year stretch, this could be, I know comeback player of the year doesn't have the qualifications for it, but this could be a comeback player of the year type of season for Justin Fields if all things go well in New York.
For sure. That's definitely, I love the Buckeye reunion element of all this. And look, at the end of the day, if you look at how quarterbacks are being compensated in the National Football League in 2025, they're paying him $20 million this season. So it's not starters money. It's more than backup money, but he's young. He's young. He's young, and they're a team that, look, if Jador Sanders is there at 7, you could trade out if another team wants him. You can get more picks. You can get more value unless you think that you can find that quarterback and he's your bridge guy. So I do think this is a smart, sensible move for the Jets. I like the fact they're taking a risk. He still has a lot to prove. Let's just be honest. He still has to prove that he can be that quarterback that he was built to be coming out of Ohio State. But I think there is a world where he's kind of on the lower end of starting quarterbacks, or I think there's a world where everything clicks. And I think if you're a Jets fan, you're hoping for the latter. Now,